I paid over $200 for this lot of LEGO minifigures, but apparently the post office and I have some unsettled beef because look at how damaged this package arrived. Some of these minifigures literally might have fallen out during shipping. Come along with me and discover all of the awesome minifigures in this lot, and hopefully they all actually made it. This lot is supposed to have one or two amazing figures, but it's also all over the place. Starting us off is some assorted droid parts here. We've got commando droids, super battle droids, and B1s. Next up we have a Finn minifigure, and just some assorted parts here. We have a Phase 1 Clone Commander Cody torso there, which is awesome. It looks like somebody did a little customization on his arm there, but hopefully we can just swap that out for another orange one, and find his helmet in here. Next we have a bearded Rebel minifigure. This one comes from the Action Battle Echo Base Defense set of 2019. And this guy might just be related to Captain Rex somehow. Our next minifigure is an absolute heater. We have Arvel Crinid, only ever appearing in the UCS A-Wing. Nowadays, this minifigure sells for over $50, and this is my first time getting him in hand, and I really love his helmet. But there are minifigures worth twice as much as this one in this lot, so we are just getting started. Our next minifigure is a very sought-after Jedi. We have Kit Fisto with his cape. Let's get this guy put together. And this one is actually in really good condition. The printing on the head is very crisp and not fading at all. Kit Fisto with his cape only ever appeared in Palpatine's arrest, along with our next minifigure here, Anakin Skywalker. Of all the Anakin Skywalkers that LEGO has made, this might be my favorite. It's got a really good torso print, and it has great leg printing, and I think the hair and face combination is very accurate to Anakin. All of those Palpatine's arrest minifigures go for a pretty penny, and this one is no exception. He goes for around $40 nowadays. What is your favorite Anakin Skywalker minifigure? Let me know down below. Next, we have another Rebel pilot minifigure. This is the Rebel U-Wing pilot. He's not as expensive as the UCS exclusive one we saw earlier, but this is still a pretty good minifigure. Next up, we have a Grandmaster Yoda minifigure. This one appeared in 4 sets from the years 2016 to 2019 and goes for around $10 nowadays. I think it's a pretty clean Yoda. I'm sure some of you guys have some strong opinions about this minifigure. We have the Clone Wars version Padme Amidala. This version of Padme only ever appeared in the Malevolence from 2012, and she's not very well received to say the least. It's a good thing we got a newer version in that Coruscant Guard gunship. Next we have Chief Chirpa, only ever appearing in the UCS Ewok Village as well as the Battle of Endor. This is actually a pretty solid Ewok lot. We've got a few more here. But next we've got a bag of incomplete parts. We've got some Geonosian clone parts, Hoth Rebel parts, and Greedo parts. Hopefully we can complete all of these figures. Next, we've got a generic Hoth Rebel, but he has an OG revolver. Next, we've got some droid parts, but not just any droid. We have the original General Grievous head and torso. We've also got one of his 4 arms there. Hopefully, we can find all of those parts, but that's kind of wishful thinking. There's a lot we're missing. Next, we've got a Rebel Fleet Trooper. Hopefully, we can find his egg helmet as well. Next up, we've got a newer style Chewbacca minifigure. And what do you guys prefer, the new Chewie or the old Chewie? I personally like the older one. Next, we have 2 B1 battle droids, one of them being a Kashyyyk version. Let's move into some Ewoks. Next up, we have a Paploo minifigure, only ever appearing in the Battle of Endor of 2009. And it looks like he found himself a little dagger here. I'm not exactly sure where that came from, but it looks like he's ready to use it on some stormtroopers. We also have another exclusive Ewok in this lot. We have a Tokat, only ever appearing in the Ewok Attack set of 2011. Do you guys collect the Ewok minifigures? I'm getting pretty close to having all of them in my collection. There's really not many you need to collect, and most of them aren't that expensive either. Our next minifigure is pretty unique. We have the Chewbacca with the goggles and the bandolier, only ever appearing in the Imperial Convex transport set. And this is one of the more expensive Chewbacca minifigures you're ever going to come across. It goes for around $10. Next up, we have everyone's favorite Skywalker, Rey. I know that's going to trigger some of you guys, but in all seriousness, we got something way worse in this lot. We got a Pong Krell here. And there is only one thing that I can think of that is worse than Pong Krell. 2 of them. I'm just kidding. There is only 1 of them in this lot, but it'd be pretty cool if there was 2. This is one of the most expensive Jedi minifigures LEGO has ever made. This is Agan Kalar, only ever appearing in Palpatine's arrest in 2013. Nowadays, this minifigure sells for over $100. Although this very cool headdress is unique to Agan Kalar, there is a similar one for Koth, which makes a lot of sense considering they are both of the Iridonian Zabrak species. Definitely an amazing minifigure, but we still have some really good ones left. Next, we have a Qui-Gon Jinn minifigure with the wrong head, but look at this lightsaber. I guarantee if Qui-Gon had this lightsaber when he faced Darth Maul, he would still be with us today. I've never seen somebody put a projectile like this on a lightsaber hilt, so I thought that was pretty funny. Next, we have a silver assassin droid from the Assassin's Droid Battle Pack of 2009. And we've been waiting for one of these. We have a Stud Stash approved Hoth Rebel soldier. These guys are always welcomed in my lots. I love getting them. And look, we've got another silver assassin droid. Next we have another Hoth rebel soldier, and this one is actually unique to the action battle echo base defense set. It's honestly been a really good rebel lot. We have another rebel fleet trooper here. Next up, we've got some great assorted helmets and headpieces here, including Boba Fett, the ARC Trooper, and P1 Green. And usually I'd be way more excited about a Kit Fisto headpiece, but this one is just way too far gone. We've also got some Endor rebel soldier parts here. The previous owner of this collection had a lot of the Endor sets. We're going to see a lot of Endor minifigures in this lot. We've got a Clone Wars style Anakin Skywalker here, and he never actually came with a cape, but I will always take the extra accessories. Next up, we have the original Endor Leia from the 2009 Battle of Endor set. Next up, we have some assorted astromech parts. That is an R3-D5 headpiece on an R2-Q2 body. Next, we have two more silver assassin droids from the Assassin's Droid Battle Pack, but one of them has this really cool custom rocket launcher. Part of the fun in buying used LEGO is you get to find little creations like this that the previous owner made themselves. Next, we have a Tatooine Luke Skywalker, and the one with this face print appeared in 8 sets. Next up, we have a bag of assorted torsos, and there's actually some pretty good ones in here. We've got a Stormtrooper as well as an Outrider, which is one of the only non-Star Wars parts in here. We got a Darth Vader, an Endor Rebel, a Snowtrooper, a Clone Trooper, as well as a Hoth Rebel, a Death Watch Mandalorian, and last but not least, we have a Special Forces Commander torso. As many of you guys know, I do resell most of the parts and figures you see in these videos, and if you ever find a random part in my video that you need for your collection, I'd be more than happy to list it for you and make a deal. When I make a private deal for a niche part, I usually list it on Whatnot. I have a link in my bio that gives you a $15 credit towards your first purchase if you sign up with it. I also do live shows there where I give away hundreds of dollars in free stuff. So if you want to buy any of these figures with a free $15 credit, make sure you guys go sign up with the link below. Next we have an IG-88, and it looks like his cone section of his head is upside down. It's pretty funny, there's actually different versions of IG-88 listed on Bricklink, the only difference being a stud on his back. Next up we have another generic Hoth Rebel, and in Star Wars fashion, this guy is missing his hand. At first I thought our next minifigure was a Rebel pilot that I had never seen before, but this helmet actually goes to an astromech droid, R1J5, and that minifigure only ever appeared in Major Von Rigg's TIE Fighter of 2019. Next up, we've got another Yoda minifigure, and this one definitely came from the Dagobah swamps. I mean, just look at how dirty he is. This one did appear in Yoda's hut as well as the Dagobah training diorama set, though. And yes, guys, I know that the blue lightsaber he was shipped with is not correct. Don't worry, I'm swapping it out with Agan Kalar. The Force is balanced. Our next minifigure has to be one of my new favorites. We have the Princess Leia with camouflage cape, only ever appearing in the Imperial Shuttle Tidarium. And while everybody wants to complain about helmet holes, I complain about not having cloth and plastic accessories with figures more often. A simple exclusive cloth piece like this just makes a minifigure 10 times better. I just really like this camouflage one. We've also seen this similar cloth piece in Qui-Gon Jinn as well as Jyn Erso, obviously in different colors, but this is definitely one of my favorite minifigures in the entire lot. Next up, we have a BB-8 minifigure, and not known to many people, there's actually 2 versions of BB-8. The difference is really small. It comes in that red line on his eye. That is his photoreceptor, and there is one labeled as a large version and one as a small version. Next up, we've got another Kashyyyk style B1 battle droid. This one appeared in 3 sets. And speaking of droids, there are so many more R2-D2s in this lot. I'm just going to open them all up now and get them out of the way. Most of them are in pretty good condition, but this one does not have a head. Next up, we have a Pilot Luke Skywalker minifigure, and this one actually goes for $20. This one only ever appeared in the X-Wing Starfighter of 2018. I think it's really cool how the visor is actually a built-in piece to the helmet. It looks really nice on its own, but it kind of distorts his face a little bit. We have another minifigure from that 2018 X-Wing R2-Q2, the astromech droid. We got another Rebel Fleet Trooper, and sadly, this one also does not have his helmet. I haven't found a single one yet, so we're not looking good there. Next, we have parts to a Rocket Droid Commander B1 battle droid from the Droid Tri-Fighter set of 2010. We've got more Hoth Rebel parts and another Silver Assassin droid. We've also got another Dark Tan Geonosian, and I apologize, I must have missed these R2s earlier. There are even more R2-D2s in this lot. Next, we have a B1 Battle Droid Commander appearing in the AT-AP, the Naboo Starfighter, as well as the Malevolence. We've got another Dark Tan Geonosian minifigure, as well as parts to the Rebel Trooper Private Capel of the 2017 Rebel Trooper Battle Pack. He's got the wrong helmet here, but this is the Stud Stash helmet, so I'll take it. Finishing this lot off, it looks like we have a custom little Padawan here, which is indeed unfortunate considering we got the Palparest Anakin in this lot.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?